super stretched, super tight. Super stretched, super tight. We're gonna remove the liner. We're gonna remove all of this. Also has previous tall tale signs of someone else working on the hood. There's a tool that is made to fix that. Oh, that one got me right in the forehead. Something just flew in my eye. Now that we got this nice and warm, what we're gonna do is not too shabby. Yeah, this is why I love PDR. There's so many different ways to do things, creativity to use your tools. There's not really a right or wrong way. It's just how creative your mind can be to be able to utilize tools to get the job done. That's why I really love this job. Because I can push a dent out with a broomstick if the opening's there. And I've done that multiple times. So what that did right there is it allowed me to get the depth out on the edge. So now hopefully I can go back in with my hammer and move everything pretty flush. The key is I really want to get this edge lined up before I start tackling the dent. Because once that is lined up, then everything else should start moving where it needs to move. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go pivot the other direction.
Fun stuff. It's close. Not perfect. A lot better than it was.
Sounds like we're selling the camera.
No, we're trying to sell ourselves because it's some bullshit.
I once saw someone comment, what's the most annoying technician that comes into your shop? And some people were saying, like detailers because of the buffing, mechanic, or like a different kind of mechanic. But I really think mobile PDR guys are probably one of the most annoying technicians to come into a shop. Because all we do is just bang the shit out of a car. And if you're not used to the sound, it will haunt you in your dreams. You'll just, when you can't sleep, you're just counting the hits instead of the sheep.
Are you done yet? Slow ass. All day on this thing.
All day.
He's been here all day.
Hey, but at least I fix it.
It's been like 30 minutes.
I fix it though. He doesn't.
I don't know if that's true. It's just nobody looks over at the
I get weird when people look over my shit. I get angry. Don't scrutinize my work. Yeah, I crush that shit, man. I never do anything wrong. So yes, you may be asking in the camera, or be telling yourself, yeah, there's pressure cracks, there's scratches. We're fully aware of that too. And we let the customer know, and she's okay with it as well. So as long as you're transparent and open with your customers, what they're getting, you can sell a job just like this. This is where it's pinch welded over. So my goal is to push up as much of this metal as I can before we just go in here and push up with the edge jack. Because I can get all the way up to here with the edge jack, but once I stick the edge jack in there, it's gonna pinch this and we won't be able to get a tool on it. So we wanna make sure that we push as much of it up before we edge jack it to make sure we don't mess anything up, because we'll only get one shot. And we can do a plug here too. And you're curious what tool I'm using to slide up in there. The old stand liner spoon. Beautiful for tight tool or tight axis spots like that. When you roll it, whew, it does something beautiful, as you just saw. So this is my edge jack, and there's nothing like my edge jack because this is the only edge jack that I have. So I treat it with care, precision. I oil it every Sunday. I do. I have multiple edge jacks. Okay, I need to twist this around that way. There's a bit of a learning curve with it. I One, it's super tough to see what you're doing, but once you get used to it, it's no problem. And then you have to know how to cheat the board with your light as well, so you can see where you're pushing with it. Because it, as you see, it blocks a lot of the view. So I'm literally working in a little tiny view of this big to try to make sure I hit the right spot. And you're asking, how strong is my grip strength? Damn, I don't have my grip strength thing. But it's only 90. I'm not that strong. So you don't have to be strong to do this at all. See what it looks like with after doing that a little bit?
It's way better.
And then what we'll do is we'll just go and blend the high spots down. And then rinse and repeat. So what I like to do at this point, do a natural reflection test. So what I'll do is move the board out the way, because sometimes you just get locked in on your board. You're just looking at it in one direction, like the band, right? You know, I don't even know. You get locked in and you just aren't making the right pushes. I'm just gonna shut the hood. I'm gonna scope it out with a natural reflection, check my cross-check areas to make sure that I'm attacking this dent the right way, because I've been on it for so long in one spot, I feel like I'm not making any progress. So we need to address cross-check by looking at the natural reflection to get ourselves out of the one-step motion that we're working in. And what I'm seeing here is that I actually have some cross-check that's going horizontal. So when I'm working the board from the vertical view, I'm not able to see that at all. It just looks like a low. But I'll never be able to address that low without recognizing that the cross-check is actually going this way. We'll put the board back up, and then we'll attack these lows from the cross-check of the horizontal, because now we'll have our natural lows, or the true lows here, because this is it's a low this way, but it's fake. It's not real. It's tricking your eye. It's making you think that is a low that's a vertical, but it's actually a horizontal low. So we have to address it from this direction, do our cross-check to fix this thing to a higher level. And the idea with big knockdowns and big wide pushes is that you create less cross-check because you're moving more surface area. So when you get into tight areas like this, it's almost impossible not to get a little bit of cross-check, because you can't really get a lot of wide pushes in there. But when you're working with areas you can, that's the idea behind it.
Let's put this bitch back on.
Quick.
Full reset.
Sometimes you got to use the hand hammer. There we go. Just the final little touches. I don't know why I grabbed a wrench, or a ratchet, I mean, instead of a drill. Make sure everything goes in. Will be nice and put in the extra screw for whatever this was doing.
Before I show you the finished product, I want to explain what I was talking about by straightening out the holes. So we have these hole straighteners here, and sometimes when you work on these vehicles, we kind of like wallow out the holes. Prime example is when we first opened up the hood, I could tell someone worked on it because they didn't straighten it out. And I'm going to show you how we straighten this hole out with the hole straightener. And we have two of them. And this little red one allows me to dial it in just a little bit more. So with those little tools right there, it allows your job to be that much more seamless, so when someone opens up the hood, they can't tell that you did the job. And that's the goal of PDR. Voila. Now that we straightened the hole out, I'll show you the after of this dent repair that I did. If you got a dent like this one on this 2017 Honda Pilot, give us a call at 936-207-3774.